following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix, Arizona. Brother Mike is back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. Welcome to the program. Hey, thanks for tuning in today. Today's Bible study, Tsunami. Today on Hardcore. Would you call somebody and tell them the radio program's on? I'll make some of these announcements, get them out of the way. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center. We're downtown on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. It's the red brick building. HardcoreChristianity.com is the website, and we have 2 live services every week, as you know, Thursdays and Fridays at 7 p.m. Arizona time and 7 p.m. Pacific time. Preaching, teaching, healing, and deliverance at both services. On the website, we have free seminars you can sign up to. You can also send me an email, Mike at HardcoreChristianity.com, Mike at HardcoreChristianity.com. I will send you a religious exemption for the next fake virus they've cooked up. It looks like it's going to be monkeypox, but it could be another COVID variant. Mike at HardcoreChristianity.com gets you the miracle list, a step-by-step guide to healing and deliverance that works 100% of the time. Don't forget our Wednesday night Zoom deliverance service. Every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock Arizona time and Pacific time. Send me an email and I will send you the code and the password. Please remember the PayPal button on the website and send us another donation as you have for the last 20 years. And please remember about Sister Karen. She's on the homepage of the website. She loves to work with born-again Christians. You can list your house for sale with her if you happen to be in the Northwest Valley. Thank you for all the referrals you've given us in the past. Tsunami. Man, tsunamis are extremely dangerous. That one last year in Indonesia was unbelievable, wasn't it? That was really scary. That thing spread like through half the ocean. Half the planet felt the thing. Flat out unbelievable. But did you know that a tsunami occurred in the New Testament? It sure did. Matthew chapter 8. Quote, when Jesus entered into the ship, his disciples followed him, and behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea. This is the King James Version. There arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch the ship was covered with waves, but he was asleep. His disciples came to him and awoke him. They said, hey, Lord, save us. We're all going to die. Jesus said, why are you so fearful, you of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the wind and the sea, and there was a great calm. And the men marveled, saying, what manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him? Now, if you read this story, on the surface of it, it appears to be Fantasy Island. Nothing about the story makes any sense at all. But if you break it down, you'll see that it is divinely inspired truth. That's what I do with my Bible studies. I break every one of them down and find the secret truths hidden in each New Testament verse. For example, the Greek word for tempest in this verse is seismos. Seismos is a tsunami. A tsunami is an earthquake under the ocean, under the water. That's when it's called a tsunami. If it happens on land, obviously a seismos is called an earthquake. That's why it says a great tempest in the sea. And then because of the tsunami, because of the earthquake, the ship was covered with waves, and the waves were causing the wind to blow viciously. This thing must have been sudden, and it must have been significant. Well, it doesn't make any sense if you look at it just casually. Here Jesus is sleeping through a tsunami. He didn't even wake up. Then it says the disciples ran to him and woke him up and said, "Save us, we're all going to drown. We're all going to die. So there you see that the disciples thought that Jesus was going to drown with them, that they were all going to die. And then Jesus says to them, why are you so fearful? Well, that Greek word there for fearful is only used twice in the New Testament. It was used later on with the great apostle Paul. He was talking to Timothy. And remember, he said, God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and of a sound mind. Well, the Greek word for fear there is this Greek word here. Delos. Delos means cowardice. Cowardice. Then he says, you have little faith. Oleg apostos is the Greek word for little faith there, and it means someone who has faith, but it's buried beneath a mountain of fear and doubt. Then it says in the verse, he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea. He didn't rebuke the tsunami because the tsunami was over with. It had stopped. It was only a one-time incident. The winds and the sea that were caused by the tsunami had not stopped, and those were the issues that was going to drown the disciples. The Greek word there for rebuked is epitomao, and that is the Greek word that is only used in reference to Jesus when he is rebuking Satan or demons. So what happened here was a tsunami, an earthquake, occurred under the water. It was so severe, the waves and the wind caused by the waves were going to capsize the boat and drown everybody. And Satan was accelerating or causing the wind and the waves to get worse. It was an attack of Satan to drown Jesus and the disciples all in one shot. He could get all of them with one incident. That's why Jesus rebuked the winds and the waves, because they were the product of satanic interference. Then, like the Holy Ghost came in, and it says, quote, there was a great calm. And the men marveled, saying, what manner of man is this? Even the winds and the sea obey him. The Greek word for marveled there is thumazo. It means to be in a state of shock. These disciples had gone through a state of complete shock with this tsunami and the method Jesus used to handle it. And there's so many lessons from this story, it's quite remarkable. Everybody, all of us, me, you, all Christians, face tsunamis at one point in our life. Something horrible happens. Somebody dies, a divorce, a foreclosure, a terminal illness. Something happens to all of us sooner or later that is significant. Child abuse, sexual abuse, unexpected deaths, murders, car accidents. All of us sooner or later run into a tsunami. But God's victory is there in every situation. But if you'll notice, delos, cowardice, causes us to lose our faith and the blessings of God. Fear demons are the most frequent demons used by Satan. He uses them on every case. Fear demons always show up to help other demons. If you have anger spirits or lust spirits or witchcraft or something of that nature, all those demons are helped and are in partnership with fear demons. They all work together. Fear demons always work with all the other demons. Because fear causes a person to lose their faith. Someone who's in fear can't be in faith. Fear will bury your faith so that your answers to prayer are never realized. Paul said God has not given us the spirit of fear. That's the same Greek word. It's only used twice. God didn't give in you the spirit of cowardice. Fear spirits and coward spirits always work together. The fear spirits give you the jolt of terror, the initial shock of being afraid. And coward spirits keep you from doing anything to get out of it. And these disciples had been hit with fear and then hit with cowardice, and the answers to their prayers were lost and their faith tanked. Fear is Satan's major weapon against born-again Christians. It's the number one thing. Anxiety and fear causes your faith to tank. It causes it to drop. They thought Jesus was going to be murdered by the waves. And then they asked him, Lord, save us, we're going to die. They thought Jesus was going to die with them, and they didn't realize the presence of God was with them the entire time, even though he was sleeping. Fear will cause you to lose your sense of the presence of God. Cowardice causes you to doubt that God is going to help you. It causes you to question God's desire to help you. Fear and cowardice are Satan's main weapons used to steal your blessings, because the devil always comes to do what? Steal and kill and destroy. He wants to steal your blessings, and he can't just take them. He has to be given them. And he can be given them by you having fear and acting like a coward. Because when you act like a coward and you live in fear, the devil wins and you lose. And that's why Jesus asked him a question. He said, why are you acting like a coward? Why has your faith shrunk to nothing? They had lost sight of the presence of God. He was sleeping in the boat. And when you have fear and you act like a coward, you no longer recognize or realize that the presence of God is right there for you and right there with you, because you're acting in fear. If you have fear or coward demons, you can be delivered. 602-636-5800.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.